They called it the future of trucking, a machine born to conquer highways, redefine comfort, and carry the legacy of American transportation into a new era. When it rolled out, it wasn't just a truck, it was a promise, a symbol of status, of modernity, of victory on the open road. But what happens when a promise doesn't keep up with the pressure of reality? Thousands of American truckers saw this model as the ultimate answer to their need. Powerful engine, luxurious cabin, smart fuel system. Everything seemed perfect on paper. Many of them went all in. They financed it. They trusted it. They believed it would be the truck to carry their dreams for the next million miles. And then something unexpected happened. A crack began to show, not on the bodywork, but in the trust that held the road together. This is the story of a truck that turned into a cautionary tale, not because it was bad, but because it couldn't afford to fail, and it did. And when it failed, it didn't just stall engines, it stalled lives. If you're a trucker, a fleet owner, or someone who respects the road and those who ride it, you need to hear this. Subscribe to the channel if you want real stories from real drivers. This is where machines meet reality, and where the truth travels faster than hype. The truck looked like a dream, but in the hands of those who lived it, it became something else entirely. Let's take a closer look at the machine that fascinated a generation and left many of them in the breakdown lane. When it first appeared on American roads, it was more than just another heavy-duty truck. It was a statement. The Peterbilt 579, sleek, aerodynamic, and bold. A vehicle designed not only to haul but to elevate the driver's experience. It quickly became the pride of truck stops and highways from coast to coast. Its appeal wasn't just visual. The 579 came equipped with one of the most trusted powertrains in the industry, the Packer MX-13 engine. This beast of a motor delivered up to 510 horsepower and an impressive torque of over 1,850 pound-feet. For long-haul truckers, that meant raw pulling power on steep grades and unmatched performance in heavy load. But power wasn't everything. Comfort mattered. And that's where the Peterbilt 579 set a new standard. Its cab was designed with the driver's life in mind. High-end seats with climate control. A sleeper cabin spacious enough to feel like a small apartment. Smart climate systems. Soundproofing that turned highway noise into silence. For many, it was the first truck that felt less like a machine and more like a second home. Technologically, the 579 was ahead of its time. It featured an advanced digital dashboard with full telemetry integration and fuel efficiency monitoring. The company boasted that it could save thousands of dollars in fuel per year, thanks to its aerodynamic profile and intelligent systems that adjusted performance based on load and terrain. The marketing echoed the ambition, the future of freight. Today, less fuel, more freedom, built for those who build America. It worked. Sales surged. Owner-operators, fleet managers, and independent drivers flocked to dealerships. Many invested their savings. Others took out loans. It wasn't uncommon to hear a driver say, "This truck is my retirement plan." One trucker from Texas described it like this: "I had never owned a brand new truck in my life. When I got the 579, it felt like everything I had worked for finally paid off. It was smooth, strong, beautiful. Everyone at the yard was looking at it." It's easy to understand why expectations were sky high. On paper, the 579 had it all. It was supposed to be the turning point in modern American trucking, a machine that respected the past while paving the way for a more efficient, reliable, and comfortable future. And for many, during the first miles, it truly delivered. It ran quiet. It hauled confidently. It made long-distance driving feel a little less lonely. But here's the thing about the road. It reveals everything. Not just the beauty of a sunrise over the mountain, but the small imperfections hidden under polished metal. Because beneath the chrome and power, something was waiting. A flaw that no one saw coming. One that didn't just affect a truck, it affected lives. And now, the very features that were supposed to bring peace of mind would soon become the center of confusion, delays, and breakdowns. At first, the stories were isolated. A truck pulled off on the shoulder. A driver stuck in a repair shop longer than expected. A few complaints about steering. Some odd noises. a little play in the wheel. But soon, the whispers turned into questions, and questions turned into headlines. In early reports, it became clear something was wrong. The Peterbilt 579, along with several Kenworth models built on the same chassis, became part of a major recall, one that would affect more than 47,000 caminhões across the United States. The issue? The steering system. Specifically, the steering gear assembly had been built with an insufficient number of ball bearings. In plain terms, a part that was supposed to ensure control, especially at highway speeds, could malfunction. It wasn't just an annoyance, it was a potential hazard, the kind of problem that keeps drivers awake at night. One trucker from Missouri described the moment he knew something was off. "I was hauling about 35,000 libras. I felt the steering catch for just a second, just 1 second, but that's all it takes when you're doing 70 milhas por hora on a 2-lane. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration quickly got involved. PACCAR, the parent company behind Peterbilt and Kenworth, issued a recall urging owners to bring their trucks in for immediate inspection and repair. To their credit, the company responded quickly, offering assistance and support for affected drivers. But in the trucking world, time is money. And downed trucks don't just sit still, they stall livelihoods. Independent operators, who rely on every mile to pay off loans and feed families, found themselves facing delays of dias, or even semanas, waiting for parts or service. For some, the recall came just after their first year of ownership, when monthly payments were still high and savings were thin. There were no lawsuits, no cover-ups, no corporate negligence, just a mechanical failure that rippled across an entire generation of truckers who had pinned their hopes on this machine. And the damage wasn't just mechanical or financial, it was emotional. For many, the Peterbilt 579 wasn't just a tool, it was a symbol of making it, of arriving at a better place in life. So when it failed, it hit deeper than most breakdowns. One driver summed it up like this: "When a truck dies, it costs you. When a dream dies, it changes you." But to be fair, Peterbilt didn't abandon its drivers. Most repairs were handled without charge. The company acknowledged the flaw and moved quickly to address it. Trucks were returned to the road. Problems were corrected. Yet, the shadow lingered. Even after the fix, some drivers admitted they never felt fully confident again. A little tension remained in every turn of the wheel, a little doubt in every corner. The kind of hesitation that doesn't show up in technical specs, but weighs heavy on the heart. And that's where this story becomes more than just a product review or a recall report. Because this isn't really about a truck, it's about people, about choices, about what it means to invest your trust, and how fragile that trust can be. The Peterbilt 579 is still on the road today, still hauling freight, still earning praise, but now it carries more than cargo. It carries a lesson, and for the ones who lived it, it's a lesson they'll never forget. Every truck tells a story. Some are about triumph, others about trial. The Peterbilt 579 is both. It was never a bad truck. In many ways, it was revolutionary, powerful, efficient, and driver-focused. But sometimes, even greatness stumbled. And when it does, those who depend on it feel every bump in the road. This isn't a warning against buying modern trucks. It's a reminder that no machine, no matter how advanced, is immune to failure, and no driver, no matter how experienced, is immune to disappointment. But there's strength in knowing the truth, in sharing it, in learning from it, because trucking isn't just about engines and torque. It's about resilience, grit, and the quiet courage of men and women who keep America moving, even when the wheels feel heavy. If you've ever trusted a truck and felt it let you down, you're not alone. And if you're still driving, still hauling, still believing, that makes you stronger than steel. Subscribe now if you value real stories, real machines, and the real people behind the wheel. This is more than transportation. It's a way of life, and every mile carries a lesson.